Hi, I'm Courtney D. I'm an educator and floral designer based in Dallas, Texas. And today we are going to talk about simple ways to make selling at an open house or trade show feel much more relatable and personable and less stressful. I would say my first piece of advice, if you are a florist or wedding or event vendor at a trade show or open house, is to really get intentional about your table, your booth, your space. I personally find that clients are showing up, they want information very quickly, and they want to get out of there. Most of the times, I had an open house yesterday at a beautiful wedding venue, Avalon Legacy Ranch here in Dallas. I had the honor, I'm so grateful. I love this venue. I had the honor of decorating their ceremony space. And I requested a cocktail table to be set up. It's up a hill a little bit. So that clients who wanted to come tour the ceremony space and see, they did not come to see the flowers, they came to enjoy the venue. But when they were up there, they had access to me if they had any questions. Now, I specifically requested a smaller booth because my personal setup right now with my floral company is very petite. I wanted a simple display, a QR code because I am painfully millennial. I did not have business cards and I am printing some, but you really want to focus that whatever space you have, whatever tabletop service you have, or of course I had the opportunity to actually design in the environment, that is the first impression. So I would recommend from a marketing perspective that you have clear signage that explains what you do, that you are standing at your table. If you are able, of course, to be standing at your table, that is very important. I think it adds a sense of reverence for the client that you're not just like sitting down. You want to make sure you're respecting that they're there. And ensuring that your branding, your actual branding, is very clear and visible. My branding, down to the font I chose for my company, my colors, my vibe, it's very me. It's very authentic to who I am. And it's bubbly, it's joyful, so that when they see that logo, now I know this is a little bit in the weeds, but when they see that logo on that table, you're very much going to understand who you're about to talk to, because I swear if a font could be a person, that we match, right? So having that very visible. I had flowers on my table. Now, I did get some questions. Oh, are you a planner? Which just told me I need floral design on my sign to just be a little bit bigger. When I was a photographer, which, is how I got started, I had that very large in my logo. So little things we need to consider. But because I am a smaller shop, a smaller studio, people are not coming to these events specifically for me. They are coming to see the venue and meet some general vendors. So you really want to make sure you have that front and center. That is something I know and I teach others on, but I experienced myself firsthand yesterday, was larger branding, but make sure that the branding does match your business vibe. That is so millennial, I know. Just make sure it's all cohesive. The last thing I'll touch on as far as your table goes, and we'll call this point number 2, is you should have information that the client can walk away with to understand the value you add, right? One thing about me, this is very controversial, I am full transparency on my pricing. Granted, I'm not walking clients through the exact cost of a white rose. I am more so very transparent about what they're expecting to pay. So I personally, yesterday, I had my laptop up. I had my common price point slide up on my laptop, and I was relieved when many clients came up and said, oh, whew, okay, like I just wanted to know numbers. It's really, really hard to get information from people. There is a much longer video to make on the state of the wedding and event industry and the shift in client expectations that I think COVID era and today's wild economic situation, I think has really shifted the consumer. So again, longer video to make, but I believe in price transparency. So having that at my booth, I didn't have to have it on my slide. I could have just had a postcard or note card that said prices start at blank. If you're not comfortable listing, bouquets are usually X to X, centerpieces are blah, blah, blah. The client just wants that education. And again, they want something that when they walk off, they're like, okay, cool. Like I saw that a bouquet is usually about $250. I can afford that. They can conceptualize what $250 means to them. So that is my advice. Again, it's a little controversial, but I am a firm believer in price transparency. If not all the time, then at least when you're in a large sales event, you should give them something to be walking away with and thinking about later. The third thing to go over, I think, is what most artists are very intimidated by. I love our industry. I love our industry so much. I really believe this is very like warm and fuzzy and fluffy and all of those words. But I believe that most of us got into this industry to serve others. I certainly treat our industry like a service industry. I would not do this. I have chills. I would not do this, both the education and the actual like event labor, if I did not love the people I was doing it for. Excuse me, my laptop lighting me. I love people. I love celebration. And again, I love the small businesses that make up our industry. I'm very, very passionate about that. That's, again, more videos to come. But I think that, again, because many of us are like, I love flowers. Wow, I just want to touch flowers for a living. I should start a business. Not always does that person want to sell the flowers. They just want to make the flowers, right? I am very lucky. My intro to the floral world was as a salesperson. That is how I got to know the difference between a tulip and a peony and a rose. I learned a lot. I am a salesperson. I know this about myself. I have tried to fight it. I have tried to do anything but sales because I think that traditional sales can feel really slimy and very gross. And I think that sales in general has a bad rap because the stereotypical salesperson is like a car salesman, and there's nothing wrong. If you or someone you love sells cars for a living, there's nothing wrong with you. It is the trope of the pushy. I say it's the person selling jeans, because don't ask me, oh, do you need help with those jeans? Do you need, I just want to be left alone. I just want to be left alone. I just want to go buy my things. So all of that to say, I know that the sales part of these events can be very intimidating for a lot of people. But my advice to salespeople, and honestly, to salesy salespeople, is to remember that the person you're talking to is a person. People want to be spoken to like people. I think this is exceptionally true in the wedding space. There is the trope that weddings, it's not a trope, it's true. Weddings are expensive and they just get more expensive. And, now in a very, very, very digital world, people are very connected online. So they're seeing in, I'm in Dallas, they're seeing that in LA, a bouquet costs this, but in, Oklahoma, it costs this, but in, they're getting price shopping from other clients or from other people all over the world. They are much more educated. The client today is significantly more educated than they were 20 years ago. And still maybe, because of very intentional marketing and sometimes deceiving marketing, they're now seeing these huge things and having no idea what it costs. But they know it's probably going to be expensive. Well, at the same time, as they're already bracing for impact when they come to talk to you because you're a wedding vendor, right? The trope of just don't tell a wedding vendor that it's a wedding and they'll do it for cheaper. Sometimes that's true. There are definitely some vendors who do that. I am not one of them, but I do know that is a trope. So clients are already really hesitant to receive a pitch. I know for me personally, it's one of my MOs in my business is to be approachable. That's actually how I feel as a person. I am a very approachable person. So I will start the conversation. This is just me. Hey, this is not a sales pitch. I'm simply here to answer questions, tell you a little bit about what I do and why I do it. And if you'd like to talk further than that, please let me know. I've got my pricing right here, right? So I set up the entire environment, and that's true for one-on-one consultations as well, where they've booked some time to talk to me as opposed to a public sales event. Meeting people where they're at and just talking to them like people. That sounds very obvious, but again, if their guard is up, the fastest way to get that guard down is to show humanity. I'm not going to treat you like a dollar sign. I'm going to treat you like a person that I care for and want the best experience for, right? So centering yourself in the humanity of what we do and why we're here will make a sale so much more organic. I know organic is kind of a overused term here, but if it feels like a conversation, it shouldn't feel like sales. If sales feels like sales, you might not be doing it right. And that's usually when you find a sales team burning out, is asking for the sale. And many, many more videos to come, I'm sure, on some of the generic advice that we hear. It's like, don't be afraid to ask for the sale. Like, go, 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 and hustle, 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 hustle. That's not my way of selling. That has never felt right to me. I'm not a hustle go-getter. To recap, the third point here is just talk to people like people. So to recap, the 3 things that I think you should not miss at a open house or a trade show, these are just some basics. There's plenty more to talk about. Number 1, make sure that your branding is obvious and does a lot of introduction for you so that the client understands who you are and what you offer and the type of vibe they can get from you right from the jump. My second piece of advice is to give them something to walk away with, whether that's a tangible piece of paper or good, or just good information for them to leave with. Again, my example for that is transparent pricing shown right up front. And the third thing is, for the actual sales part of a sales event, treat people like people. Talk to them straight. You are a consumer as well. So talk to people how you'd like to be spoken to. That is it. It is that simple most of the time. I am just getting started here on YouTube. I cannot wait. I have so much knowledge, specifically in the sales world to share with you. I cannot wait. I am a big systems nerd, so we're going to be talking about sales systems and how to really make sure that your client experience is phenomenal and that you are avoiding burnout, because we are here for a long time and a good time. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.